Hello and welcome once again, friends, all of you out there listening in the non-space that is the internet, to Ishi's Great Big Alien Show. The show where I, Ishi, an alien, a gray alien, in a bioelectric human suit, take off that human suit and give you the full, unfiltered, uncut, unsheathed gray alien.
Man, do I need protection?
No, I took the protection off. This is bareback.
Oh, this is bareback probing.
Yeah, the full gray.
The full gray.
So tonight we're going to talk about a subject that is very, very close to my heart, one that enrages me greatly, and that is the threat, the plague, the scourge upon all the universe that is the reptoids.
So you really don't care for them?
No. With me, as always, is my lovely and curvaceous wife, the night editor.
Good evening, everyone. I am the night editor, Kat Roja.
She is the human who stole my heart.
Yep, I probed his heart. Or did I beam it up?
You smothered it.
I smothered it. Aw.
But anyway.
Yes?
Tonight, we'll be discussing the reptoids. Yes, those lizard men who are trying to conquer your world. And we'll be reading from Len Kasten's book. I'm going to get the title here just to make sure I read it correctly, because it's quite a title.
Is it now?
Alien World Order, the Reptilian Plan to Divide and Conquer the Human Race by Len Kasten.
Damn, that is quite a title. That and the cover art is quite epic.
Yes. So, Kat's going to read it, and I'm going to call bullshit and fact check this thing.
Yes. So
because if anyone ought to know, it's fucking me.
So once again, it's story time, everybody. I'll gather around. Cesario, I see the artwork. What?
Oh.
I see the artwork has been edited to show less red between Ishi's legs.
I didn't do any editing.
I don't know. I don't know. But anyway.
Do you think between my legs should have some sort of red light emanating from it?
Red rocket.
No, no. The radiation of my alien cock.
Wouldn't that be green?
Or gray, I don't know.
Well, it's not as epic if it's gray. Or do you mean that we're negativing the
that'd be cool.
Image,
Black light?
Yeah, the black light. That would be cool.
Schlong like a black light.
There you go. You have a pimp schlong. A Samuel L. Jackson schlong.
Okay, so you ready?
As ready as I'll ever be. Audience, are you ready? Let us begin.
Chapter 1.
Chapter 1. Star Wars. Now, I'm going to say right now, I know this is going to be you commenting. It's not going to be me commenting.
No, you can comment.
I can? Okay.
Oh, yeah, you can comment. You can ask me questions.
Well, immediately, this person breaks the rule of never reference something good in the middle of your thing that is bad, especially when it's the very first thing your readers are going to see. So either it's referencing something good, which means it's all downhill from here, or it's referencing something bad, bad Star Wars, which is just setting us up for failure anyway. So
very true. Very, very true indeed.
So here we go. It has now been well established that the extraterrestrials, ETs, inconclusively referred to as the Reptilians, or alternatively, the Reptoids, have been living here on Earth for thousands of years. And that how long is this fucking sentence? And that they consider the Earth to be their ancestral home.
Okay, all right. Bullshit.
Okay.
Bull fucking shit.
Okay.
Earth is not their ancestral home. They say that about every fucking planet they invade.
Okay.
These assholes are nomads. They set up shop and they always say, oh, we were here first. It's our God-given right to infiltrate your government, eat your children, and enslave your race. Because we lived here first. If you believe that, I got property in Portland to sell you.
All right, then. Their ancestral home, since they claim that they were original occupants in prehistoric times. Prehistoric? What? Didn't you say your people had visited like pre that?
No. We know for a fact that the Greys came here roughly 75,000 years ago, or the precursor to the Greys, when we looked more like you.
Okay.
And then we lost contact for a long ass time, and then we remembered we actually claimed to this planet and came back.
Got it.
But the reptoids have only been here since 6000 BC. So.
Got it. Right. They were there you go, that's the word, with the dinosaurs, who were also reptilian-based creatures.
Man, is every other line of this going to be bullshit?
Yeah.
Dinosaurs in the name of Klaatu, okay? Every other line in this book is bantha shit.
Well,
dinosaurs are not reptiles.
No,
they're
not.
Nothing like reptiles. So yeah, even kids of your species know that.
Well, T-Rexes had a 4-chambered heart.
Exactly. They were nothing like reptiles. And let me tell you, as soon as your species invents a time scope, you're going to see the truth of what the dinos were like, and it's going to be a real disappointment because it sure as shit is nothing like Jurassic Park.
What, like childhood's end? That's not going to be a happy day, you know that.
No. Look, you're going to look into the time scope when you invent one, and you're going to realize that dinosaurs were covered in feathers. They walked around all day, scratching the ground and pecking at food and laying eggs like chickens.
Well, there was Archaeopteryx.
I mean, no, they all were essentially like giant chickens.
Well,
the most interesting it got was when they got into cockfights.
Well, no. I'm gonna challenge you on that because
do you have a time scope?
I do not have a time scope, but there was a long ass time in my childhood where I did want to be a paleontologist. This was before I discovered Egypt, and they can actually tell when dinosaurs started developing feathers, and that was a later adaptation. So which dinosaurs specifically are you saying had feathers? I mean, yes, we are now finding that they developed feathers a lot sooner than previously believed. I don't believe Archaeopteryx was the first one anymore.
Before they actually developed actual feathers, they had that kind of, what was that, a fluffy, pillowy down over them that all the chicks would have.
Down?
Yeah.
See, I'm going to challenge that. You're going to have to pull out your time scope and show me.
But I'm telling you, the T-Rex especially just act like a big fucking chicken.
Well, that's true. I mean, they've found that chickens are the closest to T-Rex DNA. So,
everyone's like crazy about the velociraptors. They were only like 3 to 4 feet tall.
Yeah, they were really compies, I believe.
And they acted like really pissed off cassowaries.
Well, cassowaries are already pretty pissed off.
But yeah, most of them greatly disappointing. Very dumb too.
Yeah, cassowaries.
You know how birds
dumb.
fly into plate glass windows?
Have you ever seen a cassowary? Did you ever watch them?
The dinos were the same thing. They'd run straight into a wall. They weren't too smart.
No, they'd get pissed off. It's not that they would run into walls. They'd attack almost anything. Steve-O put a blow-up doll in front of one.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah. They were reptilian-based creatures, which means they supposedly lived on the surface of the earth. Supposedly dinosaurs lived on the surface of the earth between 200 million and 65 million years ago.
No, I told you they did not. The reptoids didn't show up until about 6,000 BC. That's it.
At which time the dinosaurs became extinct.
Oh, well, okay, that's true. They became extinct.
That period, known as the Jurassic, is based on carbon dating, which is notoriously unreliable. That is very true. There is contrary evidence that the age of the dinosaurs may have been no more than 1 million years ago. I had not heard that. I'd like to know where he's getting that information from. We do know that the reptilians preceded the appearance of the human race on this planet. It is believed that
they didn't.
Well,
they came here to eat you guys.
Long pig.
If you guys weren't here, why would they show up?
To eat the giant chickens?
No, we ate the chickens.
Well, what, you're saying that they wanted the long pig?
Yeah.
Yeah. It is believed that they came here from planets in the Draco star system. Draco that's kind of on the nose, isn't it?
They made that shit up. That's that whole thing. Our homeworld's Draco. Our homeworld, you know how many Dracos there have been? Yeah, they keep claiming, oh no, this world's Draco. This world's, you know what?
Well,
you know what the thing is? You know what their homeworld was really called?
What?
Daisy Unicorn.
Daisy Unicorn?
Yeah. Not Draconis.
No. Well, have you seen the what's the word? The constellation of Draco?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we go walking.
Yeah, it's not in one spot. It's big and long and kind of spirals around. So it's kind of, when you say, oh, it's in Draco, it's like, well, it's kind of vague.
That's like claiming dogs come from the dog star.
Yeah, exactly. Well, no, actually, it's worse than that because the dog star is at least a star. Draco is a constellation.
Yeah.
So anyway, I lost my spot.
It's not even a star cluster, which would make sense.
No, yeah, it's not even a star cluster. It's a very long, thin constellation. There is contrary evidence that the age of the dinosaurs may have been no more than 1 million years. We do know that the reptilians preceded the appearance of the human race on this planet. It is believed that they came here from planets in the Draco star system. Draco is approximately 300 light years from our solar system.
Which star?
Yeah, which one? The humans in this galaxy were predominantly concentrated in the star system of the Lyra constellation. Wait, the humans.
Yeah, just keep reading.
Okay. Oh, you know what I'm going to say, don't you? We're predominantly concentrated in the star system of the Lyra constellation. Star system of the Lyra constellation. Those are two completely different things.
Clearly, to write these books, you don't have to know anything but astronomy.
No, you don't. The Draco reptilians and their allies in Orion and Rigel. Orion is a constellation. Rigel is a star within that constellation.
That you can't the planets around it are just like no, you can't inhabit
well there. No, it's that lies in Orion and Rigel. Attacked and enslaved the inhabitants of planets in 21 star systems in this sector of the galaxy. What sector? I'm not even spacefaring like you are, and I'm all I know that.
Yeah. Bantha shit.
Yes, Bantha shit. While the humans in the Lyra system established peaceful and flourishing civilizations based on agriculture on several planets. Oh, great. Space hippies. No, that's fine. They can go out there. So what, are we Gulch then?
Just keep reading.
Then the Draco...
Yeah.
Then the Draco, having developed fearsome weapons, like a sharp pointy stick, invaded the Lyra system. The Lyran humans, essentially peace-loving, were not prepared for such a massive invasion. Oh my god, he's got a stick with a nail in it.
Keep going, keep going.
The Draco utterly destroyed 3 Lyran planets. Byla, how do we know all this shit? Byla, Tekka, and Marok. Sounds like somebody's awful RPG game. 50 million were slaughtered. I love how he knows specifically the amount.
Oh, wait till you get to how he knows all this.
He didn't get in a dream, or it's not like with Mormons where, he wrote it down using magic rocks, is it?
That would be more reliable.
God. The Lyran survivors fled to other star systems. Oh, God, it's Galactica.
He stole this from Battlestar Galactica.
Oh, Christ. Oh, God.
He stole this from Battlestar Galactica. The 70s version especially.
They fled to other star systems, primarily Arcturus, Antares, the Pleiades, Cygnus Alpha, Alpha Centauri, Cassiopeia, and the Andromeda Galaxy, because, that's really specific.
Yeah, the whole galaxy, apparently.
The entire galaxy.
We don't have the means to travel there yet.
No, we do not.
No, I mean, my kind don't.
Oh, you don't?
No. The galactic medium's not very friendly.
What? God. Creating a human dysphoria in that galaxy.
What did I say?
Yeah.
Battlestar Galactica.
As well.
And in Battlestar Galactica, they had originally been a reptilian race that built robots.
Yeah, that's true.
Because they envied the human form.
That's very true. In fact, wasn't what their supreme leader was he was still reptilian.
Yeah.
And that's why Lucifer looked the way he did.
No, Lucifer was a IL droid.
Oh, I thought he was reptilian.
No.
Okay. No. Shows what
the football head, you mean?
Yeah, the football head.
No, he was just an IL droid.
Oh, okay. Creating a human dysphoria in that galaxy, as well as our own Milky Way galaxy. Alex Collier, now we're starting at the beginning, right? This is the first chapter. So he's referencing a person that we've never heard from before and have no idea who he is.
No, we're getting to find out how he knows all this now.
Okay. Oh, he's not doing the Ouija board thing, is it? I know spiritualists do that shit. Alex Collier claims to have been in telepathic contact with humans from the star system Zentradi in the Andromeda Galaxy.
And you know what? Alex Collier used to do a lot of hash.
Since the age of 14?
Yeah.
Because that's apparently how long he's been in contact with this being.
Oh, yeah. Child of the 60s, man. A lot of hash, a lot of LSD. He also thinks the moon is the Death Star.
Oh. Okay. Like the actual Death Star from Star Wars?
Essentially.
So is that why this is entitled Star Wars?
Kinda.
Oh, shit. I was making a joke. The humans of Zenate may have originally been refugees from Lyra. Wait, may have been? You just said that they were. He says in his book, Defending Sacred Ground.
We got a comment here from Damien.
Okay. Damien says, Kat, this sounds so dumb. We might need the Valley Girl voice. Do you want me to read it in the Valley Girl voice?
Yeah, well, let's try it. Let's see if it makes it even funnier.
The humans.
Yeah, I think that works. It's that vapid.
In Zenate may have originally been refugees from Lyra. He says in his book, Defending Sacred Ground, and I quote, as the human race fragmented, the races moved.
traveled and settled many different planets in many different systems as space travel evolved.
See, Battlestar Galactica.
The human became aware of other planetary civilizations in these systems. Different cultures met and grew. Belief systems clashed or spread. New thoughts of philosophy or technologies came into being, and mankind was evolving. A very strong social community developed between all in and from Lyra.
God.
How much lira?
Huh? In and from
How many lira?
How many lira? 1 lira.
That's
Less than a lira.
That's what it's worth?
Yes, it's less than a lira. Can you?
I'd buy that for a lira.
Yeah, I doubt you'd be able to buy a soda with it.
Human colonies developed in 110 different star systems.
110 specifically.
Most having spacefaring technology. They banded together to form the Galactic Federation of Light.
Okay. Now we're really getting into horseshit territory. Not even bantha shit.
Just now.
The Galactic Congress is not called the Federation of Light. It's called the Galactic Congress because they have no creativity. And they're every bit as a clusterfuck as your own Congress here. That's why they never
old men and fools.
Yeah, that's why they never get anything done. That's why the Reptoids kept conquering them. They're dicks.
They're dicks.
And jointly learned to repel reptilian invasions.
I love how it took these space hippies to go to a gajillion different places, and then they figured out, hey, we can develop sharp sticks too.
In this
science.
In the Sol system, they colonized Mars and a large planet between Mars and Jupiter called Maldak.
Maldak.
No, Maldak. M-A-L-D-E-K.
I know.
Maldak.
Maldak.
I have
Riddick.
Riddick.
Okay, keep going.
Mondas. The Reptilians came and destroyed Maldak, and they had the Lyran planet, or as they had the Lyran planets. It exploded into fragments, which became the asteroid belt.
Science.
As their planet-sized Death Star passed Mars.
What did I tell you?
But the Death Star is the size of a moon.
That's no moon.
No.
It stripped the planet of its atmosphere, forcing the humans on Mars to take refuge underground.
You want me to continue?
Should we? Yeah, let's go to the normal voice. I don't think we can handle this.
Okay, if I continue reading like that. Okay. The humans fight back.
Dun 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 dun.
On Earth, the Reptilians colonized the continent of Lumeria, which occupied most of the Pacific Ocean.
Okay. This part is kind of true. I mean,
okay.
They did. The Reptoids did build a city. It was Lumeria. And in fact, if you translate the word Lumeria from its original reptilian, it literally means Pedo Island.
I'm suddenly reminded of Blood Diner with the Lumerians and their blood buffet.
Yeah, with the blood buffet.
But okay, so Lumeria means Pedo Island. Okay.
In Reptoid, yes.
So it means Lolita.
Lolita, yeah. Yeah, but okay, that's more accurate. But
which occupied most of the Pacific Ocean at this time and was tropical. I'm glad to know that it was tropical, that you can get coconuts on Pedo Island.
Uh-huh.
The Federation fought back. They
sent Picard in with his Enterprise. What?
God. Oh, I'd rather Kirk. They sent a fierce human refugee race. Wait, they sent a fierce human...
That doesn't make any sense. What? I know.
Wait. They sent a fierce human refugee race from Lyria, then inhabiting a planet in the Pleiades, to Earth.
Comma.
No, period.
Okay.
But still, it's like that was poorly written.
As you can see, you actually don't have to write well to sell a lot of these books.
No, you don't. They were known as Atlans. Atlans.
Yeah.
Atlans. The Atlans built a high civilization. A high civilization, meaning altitude. Or were they high as in pot?
Just keep reading.
With spacefaring technology and sophisticated weaponry on the continent of Atlantis in the mid-Atlantic, which, of course, it is wont to be. They bombarded Lemuria with electromagnetic pulse weapons. And most of the continent sank beneath the Pacific Ocean.
Okay. I'd really like the author to try and explain how it is electromagnetic waves can sink an island. Seriously. Yeah. I mean, you want the truth? You know what happened? The truth is, what happened is we the Greys, gathered enough evidence about what was going on Lemuria to send the Andromedans in to bust it up. And, arrest a bunch of them. And, of course, then there was this huge freak out in the Galactic Congress because so many of those corrupt bastards were implicated in what was going on in Lemuria. So, the whole place was just rife with evidence. It would have ruined thousands of political careers across the galaxy. And then suddenly, for no reason at all, Lemuria sunk into the ocean with all that evidence. Hashtag Lemuria didn't sink itself.
It's not a giant submarine or perhaps a turtle on which
they
were living.
I'm just saying it was very, very curious that all those careers would have been ruined, and then bam, island just happens to sink into the ocean.
You sure they weren't living on top of Gamera's back? The Reptilians retreated underground.
That's true.
But they were on an island that sank. How can they? Anyway. They took over a massive underground multi-level cave and tunnel system beneath the Indian subcontinent, stretching from central Tibet near Lake
Titicaca.
Manasarovar to northeast India, near what ultimately became Benares, and then Varanasi, on the banks of the Ganges. There, they established their underground capital city of Bhagavita. Okay? There you go. I love all these names. This civilization was referred to as Patala, or Snake World.
Isn't that where Cobra Commander came from?
I think so. Either that or it's a club in Atlantic City.
Snake World.
By the surface natives. It became known as the home of the Nagas, or serpent people. Okay. So when you're playing your RPG that has Nagas, that's where they came from. Another group of reptilians remained under Antarctica, which, of course, if you're a race of lizards, you'd want to be under ice cubes, which then had a moderate climate. Moderate.
The thing is they're not even really lizards. They're physically more mammalian. They much more in common with a Bigfoot, except their skin is kind of pebbly, like an armadillo.
So what are they, like echidnas, where they haven't quite developed yet and they still lay eggs?
No, it's just how their biology was developed. It's not all the same on every planet.
No, but like echidnas and platypuses.
They have milk patches,
so they're like echidnas. Yeah. The Reptilians learned how to shapeshift to appear human, and they infiltrated the Atlantean civilization of prehistoric humans, who were blonde-haired and blue-eyed. They abducted humans and created reptilian hybrids. This technique of infiltration and hybridization.
It's mostly true, except Atlantis wasn't populated by humans per se. They were tall whites, and the reptoids didn't breed with them. They ate them. The lizards never really had a taste for tall, pale, slender, elfin people. They just really didn't. They're more into the darker meats, the thick and curvy. That's why they like Brazil so much. They didn't like the little wafy tall whites, so
It reminded too much of your people?
well, they're half us anyway, the tall whites.
Just bone and gristle?
Yeah.
No real meat?
No.
I need
A
meat.
big giant lizard dick would break them right in two anyway. They couldn't handle it.
No. This technique of infiltration and hybridization of another civilization prior to an all-out attack has been the hallmark of the reptilian conquest right up to the present day. The infiltrators slowly get control of the levers of power in the targeted population, and the enemy becomes weakened from within. It was used very effectively by their proteges, the Nazis.
Well, it's true, actually.
I love how they've had hundreds of thousands of
Years of hiding under the ground and then decided to...
Yeah, and just, no, we like you people. We're taking you under our wing. We like the cut of your jib, and your trench coats are cool.
No, what it really was, they didn't like the Germans at all. Like I said, they're not into, very Aryan-looking... No. What it was is Hitler promised a certain percentage of blue-eyed blonde little girls every month to the Reptoids, and in exchange, they'd help him conquer the world.
Why would he give them Aryan children?
That's what they like to eat.
Okay.
Look, I'm not saying Hitler was all that consistent.
I won't question that. Prior to World War II, when its practitioners, called fifth columnists, were sent to Europe and America in the 1930s. This term was coined in 1936 during the Spanish Civil War by nationalist General Emilio Mola. By the way, I haven't come across a period yet. This is all one sentence. Who told a reporter that he had 4 columns of troops attacking Madrid and a 5th column of supporters within the city. Now we finally get a period. The 5th column had already infiltrated the enemy ranks. As will be seen in chapter 20... I don't think it'll be seen. No. I seriously doubt that. This same time-tested reptilian technique is being implemented in America today. The Atlanteans discovered the deception and began pointing their weapons downwards. Those are 2 sentences next to each other in the same paragraph, but they have nothing to do with each other.
Like I said, it's not hard to write these.
Ultimately, this caused Atlantis to sink beneath the Atlantic.
No.
Why? Because it was scared of guns pointed at it?
No. That's all bullshit. Atlantis is modern-day Crete in the Mediterranean.
Well, yeah.
It didn't sink. It just got wiped out when the volcano erupted. And then they left and went to Ireland.
Well, part of it sank, but it sank into the ocean that was already there.
Yeah, a bunch of them left and went to Ireland, and a bunch of them went to the Basque region. Mm-hmm. A bunch of them went to Singapore and what we call Taiwan now. It's bullshit.
Yeah. Then the Reptilians unleashed an experimental super weapon because, the Death Star wasn't enough, which caused the poles to shift. Shit, he's really, wow, he's hitting all points, isn't he?
Science.
A reptilian woman called Lacerta, why do we know this? Interviewed in a video posted on YouTube.
Oh, well, if a lady on YouTube said it, it must be true. See, that's much better than carbon dating.
Can we pull up that video?
I'm sure we can find it somewhere. No. See, carbon dating can't be trusted, but this lady on YouTube said this happened.
Well, it's an interview, and why would she lie?
Oh, yeah.
Says that this was some sort of fusion bomb. I love how she was also alive back then. The final part of Atlantis sank in one night. That's a sentence I just read. Antarctica became a frozen wasteland, and the Gobi turned into a desert. No. I'm not going to, no. To question is to make my brain hurt.
Surprised you're not asking me questions, but keep going.
Well, you seem to be doing pretty well commenting. Okay, explain exactly this final part of Atlantis and how exactly that relates to things happening.
This guy's just making shit up.
Oh, there you go. This was probably the event that wiped out the dinosaurs, huh? A fusion bomb?
Yeah, because a lady on YouTube told him so. Now, fuck carbon dating. A lady on YouTube said this.
A lady on YouTube said this. And this is what
I'm convinced.
Oh, yeah. No, this is verifiable here.
You know, I saw a lady on YouTube once say that if you didn't fuck a woman with a dick, you're sexist. And you're transphobic.
I just read the next line and I immediately flashed on Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, the very beginning.
Yeah.
Yes, where Arthur is going to be kicked out of his house because it's going to be bulldozed for an interstellar bypass, and then the Earth is going to be destroyed for an interstellar bypass. I know. The Atlanteans had been given adequate notice.
Hey, by the way, we're going to bomb you. Just saying.
They can get an adequate notice by their prophets.
You know, my brain's beginning to hurt.
Because the prophets are in tune, man. They know the ways. And had migrated to Egypt, the Mediterranean, and Central and South America. Psychic Edgar Cayce called this the migration of the children of the law of one.
Suck my gray cock.
Dare we go on? Should we read some from the chat?
Let's read some from the chat. I mean, I think we've already established this is really awful. And you know, the scary part is this is one of the better selling books on the subject.
When it sold 5 copies?
No, it sold a lot of copies.
Well, okay. How does this compare to Tom King's books?
Well, Tom King's book on UFOs was just a bunch of copy paste from Wikipedia.
Yeah, but that's not going to stop people from buying it.
So, I mean, you can't really say much about that. So, anyway, yeah. Okay, here's one.
I'm sorry, I just saw one of the lines from the next chapter, and they're called the Draco Orionites. Let's just shove more shit into that bag now, shall we?
Yeah, just to let you know where it heads. It turns into the plot to Stargate.
Oh.
That's what happens next.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Snake Pit and stuff.
Yeah.
Endless Nocturne, you checked out the Babylon Bee today, Ishi?
You know, that was the mentioning of lizard people announcing that there are rules for them during COVID and rules for everyone else. Yeah, you know, it's becoming less and less fiction, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Okay, that's pointless.
Well, it's not pointless. It's just observational. Dandy Spike. Science ruined dinosaurs. Change my mind.
Kinda.
It all depends.
I mean, you know, if you think about it, you know, dinosaurs versus what dinosaurs are now, our old concept of dinosaurs were essentially like modern day dragons. More myth than reality.
Yeah, that's true. But they were also designed to be that way. I mean, originally, before actual scientists started growing and developing paleontology, dinosaurs were largely the realm of profiteers and people like P.T. Barnum.
Yeah.
And they were just putting together these giant mythical creatures. And they were all real bones for the most part, though they weren't part of the same creatures, but they were real bones, and it did spark the imagination. And yes, it makes me sad that both the Stegosaurus and quite possibly the Triceratops aren't real. But at the same time, these creatures are still magnificent.
Just like big chickens.
Exactly. No, that part I find fascinating. The fact that T-Rexes are giant chickens. Dandy Spike, Draco, it's about as subtle as Mount Doom. Indeed. Acid Trip, Reptoid Day already? Damn, I gotta get a new calendar. Better get the shotgun and magic ready. Cesario, I'm betting that drugs are involved in this. Oh, yeah, very much so. John Ivantaro, just wondering, how do you kill a reptilian? Just wondering in case Ishi's people drafts us humans into the war.
That may happen. They bleed just as much as anything else. Put enough bullets in it.
Okay, I gotta ask. Now, this is a place that you and I are planning on going anyway. Doing a field trip. Yes, everyone, we are planning a field trip. But there is a place in the desert here in Arizona where they show your people having enslaved the dinosaurs and are riding them around as beasts of burden. How true is that?
Okay. We love your movies, you know that.
Yes.
And we really liked Jurassic Park, okay?
Yes.
So we genetically engineered some dinos that look like your movie dinos, and there was a petting zoo on Serpo, and you could ride a dinosaur.
Oh, okay.
But it was kind of like a Disneyland thing.
Okay, that makes sense.
Just like our android petting zoo.
Like Jurassic Park, only it never went bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Endless Nocturne to John Ivantaro. I think the Greys would have us breed tall whites instead of deploy us to the front lines.
We'll do that too. Why do you think we've been slowly nudging you into being really, really into waifu anime girls? Because that's what they look like.
That's what they look like. John, back to Endless Nocturne. True, but to be fair, we hate the reptilians too. So maybe Ishi's people and our people might form a truce.
Oh, it's not a truce. We're actually trying to be a mentor species to you guys. It's just the reptoids screwed it all up. I mean, look, we made a deal with Eisenhower back in the 50s, and essentially, he said that, okay, you got free run of our airspace, and you can abduct humans and basically do your experiments as long as nobody gets hurt. And he had no reason to think we were going to do anything harmful. We said, oh, we'll wipe their memories. It'll be okay. And in trade, we gave you guys technology. And anyway, what happened was then we had a meeting in the 70s, and we were horrified to find out you guys were actually remembering what we were doing to you, and we had to kind of change how we did business.
That works.
We kind of felt bad about it.
Well, hey, that shows that we can do business with your people. You felt bad.
But, the idea is we're trying to speed up your evolution.
It's up there like with us and octopi.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Owen, in case you didn't catch it earlier, it is I, the Guyver Patriot, a real American hero on a never-ending battle against Kronos, a ruthless terrorist organization determined to rule Earth. John Ivantaro, hey Ishi, any update on the current status of the Grey Reptoid War?
Oh, I think it's about to become a hot war if you look outside your window. They've really duped those SGW kids, haven't they?
Yeah, seem to have. Although, is it really duping if they're enjoying it?
I don't know. I mean, have you noticed there's been a lot more UFO sightings lately? There's a reason for that.
Yeah, very true.
If anything, if a couple billion people get vaporized, I deny any knowledge.
Depends on which people, and then I might
if
care.
Portland vanishes,
just don't get the suburbs. I have family there.
Let's see. If New York was to suddenly sink into the ocean.
That might happen. It's just barely afloat. Cesario, so now it's ripping off G.I. Joe and Cobra Law.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Acid trip. Okay. Why did you have to say big, great lizard dick, Ishi? I didn't need that image in my head.
Okay, well.
Uh-oh, he's pulling out the Google.
Let's see if I can get the woman's name.
Oh.
Well, if you know anything about Pamela Stonebrook, a decently well-known, apparently a decently successful jazz musician who had a lot of contacts in Hollywood, has gone into great length about her various relationships with a reptoid that
Length.
exactly. You've written books, written songs, went on Art Bell multiple times to talk about all her experiences with her reptilian lover. And she said, you know what, that, you know, even though most of them are assholes, not all of them are assholes, even though he was pretty savage. And
She likes the rough stuff.
yeah, she liked the rough stuff. And she went into great description on Art Bell on how big his member was and what it was shaped like.
Man, most women with daddy issues just marry assholes. Hers is an actual reptoid.
So, you know. Okay, well, here, actually, here's a quote right here. Go ahead and read it, Kat.
Do I read it straight or do I do the voice?
No, read it straight.
Okay. During her first sexual encounter with her shape-shifting reptilian lover, he initially appeared as a handsome, well-built blonde human. It was not until mid-coitus that something changed.
Now read the Valley Girl voice.
All of a sudden, the energy felt totally different. It felt aggressive, and the entity felt bigger than the person who was inside me.
Wow.
I can include the link to that Art Bell episode if anyone's really interested.
Yes, do so.
But yeah, she goes into great detail about her many romps with...
Is he cut?
You know, Art should have asked that.
You know, I want to know what religion this reptoid is.
Oh, they worship Satan.
Yeah, but is he cut? Wow. John, so you want to be our people's mentor? Thanks. And also, thanks for the technology.
I'm glad you liked Teflon and Kevlar and CDs and Death Rays.
Death rays are fun.
Let me type this out.
He is typing out the link. Lady.
All right, I'm going to put this link up on the screen for you.
There we go.
So I'm just going to leave that there for a while. Okay. Just read John Ivantaro out loud.
Thanks for letting me know that it might turn into a hot war because the Reptilians manipulated the SJWs. I'm rooting for Ishi's people, the Greys.
You know, there's another video online that I'm going to have to track down again, which was rather interesting.
Yeah?
And it was a military briefing where a guy goes into a room and briefs a bunch of soldiers about about my people, the Greys, and the coming war with the Reptilians.
Cool.
And for the life of me, I can't tell if it was a joke or if it was one of these weird psychological tests.
Oh, to fuck with people?
Yeah.
I think the answer is yes.
Yeah, the answer is yes.
Artificer. So the show V's something your people thought of Ishi.
No, actually, it was the CIA actually helping slowly seed the idea into your mind that there might be a coming war with reptilians. Just like when the CIA helped make the day the
Earth stood still?
yeah, when they helped make the day the Earth stood still, that was to kind of normalize the idea that tall whites weren't scary.
Well, I was going to ask, is it an op to gauge people's reaction to disclosure, or is it to get us more comfortable with the idea?
Well, it's to get you more comfortable with the idea, because you think about it, they're admitting more and more now, hey, aliens exist. And you notice Gen X doesn't give a fuck. Everyone after Gen X, it's like, yeah, and? Have you noticed that?
Yeah. So how about It Conquered the World, which was the answer to the Earth Stood Still?
Great anti-communist message. Another great message. Great film. In fact, they were really close to disclosure in 1997. They let us buzz Phoenix with our Flying V. There was a spaceship in the tail of the comet. They released all those movies the same time. There was that abduction, and then Heaven's Gate happened, and then there was a similar Heaven's Gate incident in Canada, and people started flipping out. And then Hollywood started making invasion movies, and they said, yeah, maybe we should back off on this disclosure thing.
I actually didn't know about the one in Canada.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
The Solar Temple.
Oh, okay.
You can look into it. There was more than one, actually.
Solar Temple?
Yeah.
Did they all
I don't know. I
themselves?
just know that there was one in Canada where they all off themselves in a similar way for the same reason.
At the same time?
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Oh, okay. I'm now getting a joke with Forever Night.
Yeah?
Yeah, there was an episode of Forever Night where Nick joins a cult, and it's the Cult of the Sun, and this is in Canada, and it was them indoctrinating people.
Interesting. Very interesting.
And using drugs to indoctrinate people. Drugs on stickers. So, acid trip. Hey, Ishi, I got a question. If I scored a girlfriend in the near future, would I have to resign as a wizard, or could I be seen as a wizard with high charisma?
Hey. All is fair in love and war. If you can use your spells to up your charisma or your bed game, do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know
I
what?
agree.
Hey, the guy with the big wallet uses that to his advantage. You're a wizard, Use that wand.
Totally. Cesario, was the video of the military guy talking about grays and reptoids called U.S. Military Talks About Aliens, with a guy talking in front of a whiteboard?
Yeah, that is exactly it. Is that not thoroughly bizarre? I'll show it to you after we go off the air. We're about to go off the air.
Ricky, wasn't Solar Temple where they displayed as knights?
I don't know a whole lot about them. I just know that there was another mass suicide tied to Hellbop.
He specified cosplayed as knights.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
JEC, there were Swedish chapters of the Solar Temple, no?
I believe so. It's a bigger organization than the Doe and Ray Heaven's Gate cult, which was in, was it Ramona or Moraga, San Diego? I think it was Ramona, San Diego.
Yeah.
It's bizarre shit. So anyway, I think we've gotten enough of Len Kasten's book. I think that just how awful it was written, I think I should crank one of these out. It'll be a bajillion times better, and I'll tell the truth.
The whole truth.
That Lemuria means Lolita Island in Reptoid.
Exactly.
And it sunk because the Galactic Congress wanted to cover their ass. Hashtag Lemuria didn't sink itself.
Yes.
Anybody else got any last minute questions before we call it a night? I was curious if Kronk could tell me if his Bigfoot friend is going to be available anytime soon. We really want to bring him on the air.
Mm-hmm.
And let's do the promotional. If you look down in the description, as you can see, there are numerous merchandise tied to the show now.
Yes.
That I think you need, along with supporting us on Subscribestar, or support by buying one of my books, either any of my mini graphic novels or Scars, my first novella. I will also have another novella coming out this October called Death War Grease Paint.
Yes.
Which I think is probably the funniest thing I've ever written yet. It's dark. It's a horror comedy.
It's dark, but it's up there.
And it's about a TV clown on a public access station who does a kids show, who gets involved in the Lovecraft Cthulhu worship and decides to bring it onto the show. Mm-hmm. And it goes pretty good or pretty bad, depending on your opinion.
Either way, you, the audience, wins. Acid trip. True, Ishi. I could use that to my advantage, though given my staff size, I might not need it. Also, wand? Do I look like some Harry Potter background character? I use a pimp staff like a real man.
Good, like Gandalf.
Yeah. Now, does your car have chandeliers on it?
Uh-oh.
John, Ishi, please send some of your people to save us from Antifa and BLM. Heck, even have your people infiltrate police forces and military forces.
Yeah, we don't have enough flesh suits to do that effectively. You know, the problem is we'd be more active on your planet, but we come from a lower gravity. We can't spend much time down here. You know, I spend vast majority of my time floating in a weightless fluid just so I can stay with my lovely wife here.
Well, also, your people are more passive than active.
Yeah, we try to be. You know, there's
Right.
two factions. One's more hands-on than the other.
Yeah, but the hands-on tends to operate in small spec ops teams rather than in mass.
You know, we've got our own MIBs as well as your government has MIBs, and we have the tall whites who act as agents for us sometimes. And, you know, we have a deal with the U.S. government, or at least part of it, the part that isn't allied with the fucking reptoids.
Admit it, you wish that you were like Crypto.
Crypto. That's a good game.
Yeah, that's a great game.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us tonight. Hope you enjoyed this show. Oh.
Acid trip. That reminds me, does your human suit get itchy on the inside or outside?
It simulates human actual itching, so there's an algorithm, yeah. But not on the inside.
Aged Boomer, who are the stumpy aliens in the robes as featured in the movie Communion? Do you mean the Jawas?
No, they're like the blues.
Oh,
the short blues. Yeah, they don't really look like that. They are stubby, but they look more like grays, and they're not quite as creepy looking. They like to wear these kind of burlap robe things, and they're essentially they're doctors. They're surgeon assistants.
Mm.
What would you call it? A nurse.
Okay.
Helping the main surgeon, who's the tall one.
Got it.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone. Thanks for joining us.